my channel. I am the Witty Shrew. In the last video, part 3-A, I showed you all how to recreate the Hello World program using just one C++ file. Now we're continuing where we left off, and apologies that I could not fit everything I wanted into that one video. Anyway, let's get to it. I have the definitions here to the side for everyone to look at, but I'm also going to copy and paste them in today's project solution. I recommend that you type them up and do the same. And I thought about it, I'm going to make things a bit easier. All of you at this point should know how to use Visual Studio, so we are going to make our algorithm in the header file of our integers project. So open up Visual Studio or your IDE of choice and let's create a new project. So we'll do File, New Project, and put it in the directory that you want, and we're just going to call it integers. And then hit OK. And try to save these in the same directory every time that you're using, so you don't have to hunt them down. Because in the future we might be going back to some of our older projects and working on newer concepts that I bring to the table. Okay, so when the solution is open, we will start by creating a new header file. So go here to Header Files, right click, Add, New Item, and Header File. And let's give it a name. We'll call it integers.h. Hit Add. Okay. Alright. So now, starting from the top, let's go ahead and copy and paste our definitions in here that we got. So you're going to hit / and then asterisk. And in between this, you're able to put multiple comments right here. And so what we're going to do for this sole purpose is we're going to copy and paste our definitions over here so that you'll have them in your header file. And remember, anything in comments is ignored by the compiler. Don't worry about this. Like I said, it's ignored by the compiler as long as it's in between these two symbols here, the / and the asterisk, and the /. So make sure and read and review those definitions because they really help out. Alright, so now let's actually start beginning to make our algorithm. So we'll call this the integers algorithm. Okay, so for step 1, which we already did, we're going to create a new header file, integers, which we already done, so you can mark that as done. For step 2, we will include Iostream. For step 3, we'll create a void function named operations. In step 4, we will create 2 integer variables for 2 different whole numbers. Step 5, we will create 5 variables that will perform mathematical computations on these 2 whole numbers. Okay. In step 6, we'll create a standard cout message describing what the end user will see on the screen. For step 7, we will create a series of cout statements that print our whole numbers to the screen and that print each of our operations on each number to the screen. And that will in the operations function. Step 8, we will create a new C++ file named integers. In step 9, we will include our header integers file. In step 10, we will create our main function and call operations function from our integers header file. Step 11, we will call the standard character input functions to freeze the screen and await input. And in step 12, we will run and debug, then recompile as a release build. Okay, so let's get started doing that. I'm going to go ahead and cut pragma once from here and leave all that there, and then we'll actually start right here. Okay, let's include Iostream. Okay, let's go ahead and grab that step 2. And you can just put your cursor next to it and hit Control-C. You don't actually have to highlight it. At least for Microsoft Visual Studios, you don't. Okay. Step 4 here, we're going to create our 2 integer variables. You guys can call them what you want. I'm just going to call my int num1. I'm going to set mine to 80. And int num2, I'm going to set mine to 35. Step 5 here, we're going to create 5 variables that will perform mathematical operations on these 2 numbers. So I'm just going to do add here, we set to num1 plus num2, subtract, which will be set to num1 minus num2, let's do multiply, be set to num1 times num2, divide, which will be set to num1 divided by num2, and then int, and this is modulo or modulus, which is the remainder instead of the solution of num1 modulus num2. Okay. Alright, let's look at step 6 here. We'll just do okay. Crazy thing. Come back over there. Stay. Let's see here. Okay. You can go ahead and do this to speed things up too. Helps out. Hit Control C there. Okay. Right, let's see here. For our first one, we'll do our 2 integers r space okay. Alright. And if you wanted to just, type out the operation instead of the variable name, it would work just the same. It's just since we created a variable to hold those operations, we might as well just call that variable. Okay, so let's look at step 7. We'll print a message for each operation to the screen. Okay, technically we've done that already, so let me just copy and paste that step right there. Okay, I'll put it right here. There we go. Oh. There we go. Okay. Step 8. I'm going to create a new C++ file. Actually, I'm just going to mark that as done real quick, even though I haven't done it. Just go here, Source Files, right click, Add New Item. Let's go to C++ file, and we'll call it Integers. Hit Add. Okay. Let's include our header file. So step 9 will include that. And for this, use the quotes integers.h. Okay, we'll create our main function and call operations. Okay. We'll call operations just like this. Then we'll freeze the screen with character input. And to do that, cn dot, And we'll do, for the first one, let's go ahead and just do clear for the first one. And then we'll do sync for the second. And then get. Okay. And then we will debug and recompile. So, let's go ahead and save everything and hit File Save All to make sure you save everything. That way it saves between both of those files. And we'll run the debugger. See what we get. Okay, our program ran without any errors. And as you can see, it shows our two integers, 80 and 35, which are the values we put in for those two variables. And then it shows each of the operations that we stored as variables for addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, and modulus. Okay. We'll go ahead and close that. We can close that. And you can go to your file directory to see your executable file, and if you want to run it, you can do so. And if you want to find the release one, we would rebuild it as release. But this is the debug version. It's essentially just running it with debug settings is why it's in debug folder. If you want to do a final release, you can go back to your main solution directory and you'll have your solution file. You can double click that. It'll reload Visual Studio and then you can change it to release build and recompile it. And then you'll have a release folder. You'll change it from debug to release right here, and then you'll click on local Windows debugger to run it. Okay, once that's done running, just close it, and now you can close Visual Studio. And then back here in your solution directory, you'll have a release folder, and then the application will be inside. And if you ever wanted to make a shortcut to it, right click, create shortcut, cut the shortcut, close out, you can paste it to your desktop, and run your program. Okay, that's it. Thanks to everyone who watched, and keep an eye out for more videos. I plan on uploading a variety of different videos, not just computer programming ones, although I very much enjoy coding, so expect to see more in this series. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon to stay notified of new content I release. God bless you all, and this is the Witty Shrew signing off. Good day.